Voice over Internet Protocol. That is voice IP. This is the right, okay, this is the right way to put it. Voice, small zero, small, yeah. It's called voice over Internet Protocol. So the topic today is voice over, and I'm combining with die pairing configuration. I don't want to do it separately. Before I normally do it differently because your class has been dragging, so and we have to follow the syllabus. That's why I'm combining voice over and die pairing. So voice over Internet Protocol die pairing, they are essential components in the telecommunication infrastructure. It facilitates the transmission of voice over data over IP network. So below is just a architectural plan or diagram to represent voice over IP. Voice dialing involves the process of making telephone calls over an IP network, such as the internet. So this router here serves as our internet. So I use this one to represent our ISP, Internet Service Provider. Are we done with our topology? Please, when we are done with our topology, I won't wait for anybody. Just your router. Configure your routers, please. The class is not to. We've already configured router so many times.
So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are we using for site A now? Are we using that IP for
Which
the
IP?
router?
Which I don't know what you're saying.
The one outside. Okay, I've gotten it.
Okay, sir.
What I'm saying is the interface is now FAO instead of the gigabytes. Why is it there? Why is there
Look at the
difference?
router we are using. We are using 2811.
Okay, 2811.
Yes, that's the router I picked. So pick that router.
All right.
So please configure your router interfaces. Yes. Configure your VLAN.
VLAN.
Yes, you have to configure your VLAN. Can see.
Okay. Okay,
Yes,
I've seen it.
for us to work on. Yes, let me guide you on this one, please.
Okay,
Just
sir.
configure your router interfaces first.
Okay.
We've already done voice over IP configuration. Okay, some sort of music class. So let's go to our switch, please. Don't really have much time. Now we need to configure the VLANs. We have two VLANs here. These have to configure the voice over IP. You can see that the switch, the end device and the PC are using one cable. There is only one cable attached that's controlling both this, the PC and the phone. That's the configuration of voice over VLAN.
Okay.
In other topology, this PC will be connected to a different switch. To different ports. This is what we were doing before. Before, this is what we've been doing. Separate connection. You can see they are different ports. But in configuring a voice over IP, this has to be connected to this. So both the phone and the PC are using the same cable. They're using the same cable. So it is same ports they are both connected to. That's how to configure voice over IP. So open your switch and configure your VLAN first. We have VLAN. The data VLAN is for the PC, while the voice VLAN is for the phone. So the data VLAN is VLAN 10. Name data. Please make it cap. Then VLAN 20. Name voice. Please. The name is special. If you don't use voice, it won't work. If you don't use voice, it won't work. exit. Please, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now on the switch, I've configured VLAN 10, which is for data, VLAN 20, which is for voice. Please do that on your own side too. Now I'm going to configure, I'm going to add them to the required ports. So to do that, interface range, I have 2 ports here, FAO2 and FAO3. FAO/2 to 3, that's the range. Switch ports mode access. Switch ports access VLAN 10, which is the data. Which is the data, VLAN 10 with the data. Then switch ports voice VLAN 20. That's it. Is it? Please don't miss this configuration. This is how to configure voice over VLAN, voice over IP. Then I'll do my trunk interface FAO/1 switch ports mode trunk and WR. So I've made my configuration on the switch. So let me on the phone. You can see it's still red because the phone has not been power on. So to power on the phone, you have to take the cable, I think plug it here. Yes. Take the cable and drag the power cable. Who is lost?
Sir, please, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Please, can you go to the switch? Yeah, this command. Go. Yes. Now you said switch port access VLAN 10 and switch port voice VLAN 20. Why didn't you put it switch port data
It won't
VLAN
work.
10?
It won't work. That's how Cisco configured it. It's not me.
Okay, so anywhere we see data is access, we should put.
Yes, yes. Wait, come again.
Is it anywhere we see data? Because you put data VLAN 10
See,
and voice VLAN 20.
yes, you can see the VLAN 10 represent data. VLAN 20 represent voice.
Okay,
Normally,
you already named it data already.
yes, yes. You can
Okay.
say I've also named it data. VLAN 10
Yes.
data, name data, VLAN 20 voice. So in my
Okay,
configuration,
you mean voice have a unique name for a
eh,
command like that?
exactly.
That voice, okay, yeah.
If you use another name, it won't work.
Because before you typed, I was expecting something like VLAN 10, 20 together. But I have to wait till you typed. Then I saw you now using voice
Yes,
as a second one. Okay.
yes. You can see VLAN switch port most because the two devices are in the same ports.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is how you do your configuration. The first line is for the data, our normal regular one, Switch port mode access VLAN 10, which is for data. Then switch port voice VLAN 20.
But can you exit and then switch ports, or you have to type it together like this?
You have to type together.
Okay,
Once
you
you
don't have
exit,
to
yes.
exit 10
No,
before 20.
no, you have to
Like
type together.
Okay. Okay.
So, sir, if it was like two telephones there instead of a telephone and a PC, and the two telephones were supposed to use, like, let's say it's not a PC that is there, like it's a telephone that is here.
So if you mean there are no PC here?
Yes, if there are no PC here, it's just telephone and another
Yes, then
telephone.
you don't do that configuration. Just do this only PC. No, then you do the regular VLAN configuration.
Okay.
But mostly at a place of work, you're going to see the PC and the telephone using the same cable because they want this one to work over the internet.
So the telephone is the data and the PC is the voice.
You know, this one is the data. The PC is the data, while the telephone is the
Okay.
voice.
All right.
Then we have to configure encapsulation on this interface of the router. We've already done that sub interfaces because we have two VLANs here. So we have to divide this physical interface to logical interfaces. We've already done sub interfaces router on the stick. So I'm not going to go over this one, that topic here again. So I'm just going to go over my configuration. We've already done encapsulation. I haven't given two assignments on it. Interface FAO/1. So I've configured my sub interfaces on this router. Please go ahead and do that. So on the same router, I want to configure DHCP. We've already done DHCP on the router. You can see why it's important you understand the previous topic because now everything is going to be combined. We are even going to NAT. We are going to access lists, which are even more complicated. When I say if you don't understand previous topic as we are going higher to security level, you get lost. And we don't have time to explain in detail to anybody again. Now we are going to enable DHCP on this router so that this router can give IP address to the devices. So I'll first enable DHCP service. Most of the time, this service is already enabled, but I'm just showing you how to enable it. Config T, if it's not enabled, just type service DHCP. That's all. The IP DHCP pool voice. That means I'm telling the router that give this IP to the voice VLAN. That means the phone. Enter. Then I'll tell the network to work with. Our network is, well, for the voice is 192.168.20.0. Subnet max 255.255.255.0. Then the default router, that is the default gateway. Whatever IP you give to your sub interface, mine I gave it 20.1. So I'm going to configure 192.168.20.1. We've already done the DHCP, so I'm not going to go over it again. And for the voice, you have to add an extra command to it. If you don't add it to it, it won't work. Option 150 IP 192.168.20.1. Option 150. I think that's all. Option 150 IP. This.
What does the option stands for?
Yeah?
What does that option 150 stands for?
That is the command from Cisco. You know, some things I don't even know it. I don't know what it stands for. You can do your research. I've done my I've done my own
You just
research
use
too.
it. You
Yes,
know why
I've
I'm
done.
asking? Maybe you can use more than 150, or
No,
is it
no, no.
up to
If you use another number, it won't work. You know,
Uh-huh.
when you're in a production environment, you can't do anything. But when you're in the lab environment, your practical lab, you can do anything you want. So I've experimented with so many things. But in the production environment, if you break anything, they can even sue you. Not that they will sack you, they will sue you because they are losing millions. So, but on the lab, you can try so many things. You can try it on your own and just say option 200. See if it work. Maybe you can
Okay.
discover something different.
Okay.
But it won't work. That's the way Cisco configure their devices. This is a Cisco product we are using.
All right.
I've tried so many things. I've tried so many things. I've tried.
So the option
So
with the
I've tried
default
so many things there.
IP.
Yes, yes. So you have to add the option 150 IP to the
Default
onto the
IP.
voice, or else it won't work.
All right.
IP DHCP pool
For
data.
now.
I'll do the data now. Network is 192.168.10.0. 255.255.255.0. Default router is 192.168.10.1. That is all. And you can also add an extra layer of command that mostly you see that at work, that you can see this is a network you are trying to pick from. From this network, you know, we have 255 usable hosts. Sometimes they might say, okay, we don't want 100 hosts to be used. We only want you to give out 100. Just like you're reserving some IP address for you not to use. So to configure that, let me just show you how to configure that. But config T, I should have added to the configuration. IP DHCP excluded address. Maybe excluded address 192.168.10.10 or .10.1 to 192.168.10 to 100. Then I'm telling you, don't give this IP address out. I'm reserving it. I'm reserving them. So I can do that one for IP days, maybe 20.0 to $20. Okay, let's test that before I go out. Before I go on.
Sorry, I don't get. So instead of the subnet max, you just give the other because after
This is
the
a,
IP
this is a,
address,
this is a range. I'm just saying to exclude this range from 1 to 100. Don't give it out.
without the subnet, you don't need the subnet in
Yes,
the
you don't need
command.
subnet. Yes, you don't need subnet. So let's check if it's working. Let's go to your IP device. Go there. You can see it has given 101. So you can see it gave 101. And this one gave 102. For our phone we still need to do some configuration on the phone though. It will work. So you can see configuring CM. But let's continue. I just want to show you that the DCP is working. The DCP is working. So on the router, now we are going to configure what is called a telephone service. You know, the topic is die peering configuration. We want people from site A, maybe from Lagos or from VI, to be able to call people from Mushin, or people from Atlanta straight to be able to come, or another part in Georgia. So we want this phone to be able to dial this phone. And this phone should be able to dial this phone. I sent that should be able to dial and this other side of the phone. So these are the configure phone in environment, in production environment. Config T. So you have to type the command telephony. Type this command telephony service. Please, if you don't use this router, it might not work. 2811. I've tried other routers. I did not get results. Maybe this command is not the router. So you have this, that's why I chose this router 2111. Telephony service. Then the mass earphones. That means I'm telling the router the maximum number of phones I want to configure is 10. But yeah, in our own topology, we only have 2. I just give 10. You can give 100 or 50, anyone. I just gave 10 in case I have other devices to add to it. So I need the maximum earphones I want to configure is 10. And the maximum die number I need is 10. My IP source. My IP source is for the phone is for my phone is 20.1. This is the default router. It's 20.1. That is my default gateway. 9168.20.1. Ports 2000. If you don't have port 2000, it won't work. Auto assign 1 to 10. That means I'm trying to assign the number, the die number from 1 to 10 devices, but I only have 2 here. So don't get confused. Exit. I'll copy this command for you. Who is lost? Then I will now start configuring the phone, the number, the dialing numbers.
Sorry,
If
sir.
yes, sir.
The top side is auto assigned.
This configuration we just went through now is to assign numbers to. It just assign numbers to as many phones as possible, right?
Exactly. Now we have to now tell the router the dialing numbers. No, we just told the router that we have 10 devices that we want to configure. One dial number and 10 phones. Now we want to configure these numbers. These numbers. We have to configure these numbers. Your number is 082.999, whatever. Now I want to configure it. E-die, can see 1. Then we attend the router down. We want to configure, give this, this auto assign. Give this number to one device. Number 101. Let's say 101. So a device will get this 101. Exit. ePhone 2. Number maybe 102. Let be sequential. Let me add one more, although we only have 2 here. E-die 3. 103. Let's stop like that. And WR. So now we find the configuration. Let me give you the configuration, please. Okay, I've already pasted this one for this service. I'll only give you this one, so that you can follow it for the others. Please just put this thing inside your notepad. You can see this one is we have to wait for it to finish configuration. So what I normally do is to remove this power, put this power out. Normally put this power out. Try to put the power back in. Because it takes time. Try the power back in. Yes. No. So if you are successful, so we are waiting for it to finish configuration. Instead of configuring CMI, please go ahead and do your own configuration. So when you are lost, let me know. Please, it's your mistake that helps. What you do in this class take more than what you do when you're watching the video and posting it. Let's wait for the configuration. The number is supposed to appear on this phone. So once the number appears, we can now dial this to this before we now move across the internet. Please use the opportunity to configure your own. If you really know what you are doing. Once you configure your router interfaces, you have to configure your VLANs, configure your sub interfaces. We've done VLAN configuration and we've done sub interfaces right on the stick. If you can't configure that, know that you are behind on your own. You can see now we have the number 1001. This one has 1002. You can see 1001, 1002. Now let me dial 1002. 1002. You can see it's ringing.
Pick it up now.
I've picked it up. Can see it's connected.
Okay.
See, if you can't do that, I know if you can't do sub interfaces, I'm telling you, you are lacking behind. Labs are 3 classes behind. If you can't do VLAN, that's like 6 classes behind. If you can't do all this now, it's where I just drop out of the class. I'm being honest with you. The environment there is not that easy. Nobody will pay you 1 million, 2 million, whatever, $100,000 for them to train you on the basic things. You get your first job, you get messed up, you wait years for you to get another job. Anything worth doing at all is worth doing well. I'm gonna be doing proper attention. Please. I've configured this side. So whatever I did on this side, I have to configure it on this other side too. And I have to do my routing. I have to do my routing for it to be able to connect with this. Please go try to do yours. I've given you all the configuration here. Try, make a mistake. When you make a mistake, you call me, then we fix it together. That is how it works. That's how you gain a required experience. You have to make a mistake in this class, not on the job or not interview. So now I will go over here and configure my VLAN again on this side. VLAN 30, name, data. VLAN 40, name, voice. Exits. So
The trunk.
and I've not even I've not added to the interfaces, so I can I do the trunking. Interface range FAO/2. I would advise you to start doing your own because do the other side and forget about what I'm doing here. Switch ports, mode access. Is my screen visible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, it is. It is.
Okay. Thank you. Switch port mode access. Switch ports access VLAN 30, which is the data. Switch ports voice VLAN 40. Exits. Interface FAO/1. switch ports mode trunk. I've configured my trunking. Now I'm going to configure my sub interfaces. Config T interface FAO/1.30 encapsulation.1Q30 IP add 192.168.40.1 255.255.255.0 exits .40 encapsulation .40 IP add 50 and WR. So now I'm going to configure my DHCP service DHCP enabled. Oh, sorry, config T service DHCP enabled IP DHCP full data. Yeah, I'm doing data now. Posts. Network 192.168.40.0 255.255.255.0. Default router is 192.168.40.1. Exits. IPDC people voice. Network is 50. Default router is 50.1. Option 150, 192.168.50.1. Option 150 IP. Okay, I'm always forgetting this to exclude IP DHCP excluded address 192.168.40.1 to 192.168.40.100. Please, who is doing it? Everybody just looking at me again.
We are working now.
Telephone service. Max.
I'm just trying to like pay attention to what I'm doing very critically.
You don't have to pay attention, you have to do it.
Yeah, as I'm doing it, although I'm still configuring my router, but I'm doing it, like I'm getting lost with what you're doing. So I have
So
to like
you have to
understand.
you have to get lost for you to understand it. I'm telling you, you have to get lost to understand it. It doesn't work that way. You have to get lost. You can't just be, this one is not biology class. You won't survive in this field like this, I'm telling you. You have to do it and make mistake. You are not just to just look. This is not a theoretical class. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. What they did, it doesn't work that way. That's the purpose of the class, for us to troubleshoot. And say this one is not giving an IP address. I can supply it. If you don't ask questions, there are little details I will miss. When you expand it, three of those details. You make life easy for me when you just come here, I just do it, blah, blah, blah. I'll send a video, you go away, watch. But it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I can give it to a link to a class I taught before this one and see how they work there. Anyway. Okay, I've configured this. This one has 2002 and this one has 2001. But I want this this side B to be to call side A and side A to be to call side B too. First of all, I have to configure my routing. I can use any routing protocol I like. I can use OSPF, I can use RIP, I can use BGP, and I can use static routing. But I'm going to use OSPF. Let me just use SPF. Let me just use SPF. Because I've been using RIP router OSPF 20 router ID 1.1.1.1. What's the next thing? Network. One 192.168.0.0. Wildcard max is 0.0.0.255. Area 0. And the next network is 192.10. Area 0. The next network is 20. Area 0. And the last network is 200.100.50.0. And you have 4 network to advertise. And WL. Our ISP router enable config T router OSPF 20 router ID 2.2.2.2 network 200.100.50.0 255, that's 0 wildcard mask 0.0.0.255 area 0. And this one is 60. It has already formed adjacent to that one. And the last router config T router OSPF 20 router ID 3.3.3 network 200.
Hello?
Yes.
The OSPF 20, is that a unique name too?
No, you can change that one to work.
Okay, you can change to anything you want to
Yes, it will work. It will work.
work. Then you have to give it all.
The router ID has to be different.
I know you give each router 1, 2, 3 now, she.
The router ID has to be different on each router.
That's what I'm saying. Router ID. Each router has an ID of 1, 2, 3 now. That's a
Yes.
different ID. You can give
Yes.
them any ID.
Yes, you have to do different ID ones.
The OSPF, what I'm saying is, as it is now, you can't give router ID 111 OSPF 20, then this one now, giving it 10, it won't work.
It will work. Try it. It will work.
Just change
Don't
this
try.
one to 10.
I don't want to change to that then now. Because I'm in a class environment that you can experiment on your own to work.
That's what I'm saying now.
You have to watch this. We've already this is not a class for OSPF. This is a class for voice
These
over
are the
IP.
issues that was having when I was trying to configure those assignments.
And
So
so
as I'm saying,
you did not bring your assignment out when I asked you to bring the assignment out. So this is not a time for you to bring your assignment out for me to review.
I'm just telling you, I'm catching up more now with this one now.
No, we've already done OSPF, RIP, and other protocol. So this is not for me to go over it here.
Not okay.
voice over
I'm
IP.
just telling you what I'm experiencing now. But I'm okay with what you are doing. Okay. Area 0.
Area 0. Network this. One 192.168.30. Oh, That's already form adjacent to it. One 192.168. It's just follow what I've taught you in the class before you experiment. I experiment a lot too, but know what you are doing when you're experimenting. And when you're experimenting, have your notes. If you use, instead of using wildcard mask, there are so many times I've used subnet mask and it worked. Well, the standard is for you to use wildcard mask. Because even if you use subnet mask, the router will still convert it to wildcard. If you subnet, it's still going to convert it to wildcard mask for you. You can try it subnet. Instead of using wildcard mask here, try subnet, it will still work. But I'm not advising to use subnet mask. Use a wildcard mask when you are doing SPF. Moreover, you can use any routing protocol you like. You can use GRP, you can use RIP. Now that I've configured my routing protocol, OSPF, I can see I can send to 2 and 2. And this one too has format sent to 2. So it's neighbor to this. So it's now left for me to configure the die pair configuration on these 2 routers. Config T. Die pair voice. What's the question mark here? Okay. You can see, don't need to cram if you know what you are doing. Voice over IP. So that's the command. Die pair voice voice over IP. So I'm just going to tell the destination pattern. You don't need to disturb yourself with this. Just put it in a notepad and follow it. The destination pattern, what I'm telling this router is the destination pattern of this, how they give the number to the phones. You can see this one is 2.2000. That's 4 digits. That's the pattern it needs. So I'm going to put 2 dots, 4 dots. That's the pattern. That's the destination pattern. Section targets IPv4. I'm not going to teach IPv4. I'm not going to teach IPv6 in this class. So section target is the default gateway of this router. Because this class is way behind, so I'm not going to teach IPv6. The commands die pair voice 1 voice over IP, destination target, the pattern, and section targets IPv4. That is it. I'll copy, let me do it again here. So I'll copy the configuration for you. Config T. Die PA. So let me check something here, please. Okay, die PA voice 1 voice over IP. Destination pattern is 1.1 section targets IPv4. This IP address for gateway 192.168.0.1. So let me try 201 from here. You can see it's connected. So now let me now try the other sites. Okay, this 201. Okay, this 202. So I'm going to try 201. 2001. You can see from 101. You can see it's connected. Any question? Any question? Hello?
The last command you just gave, that die pair, is it because of the voiceover, Abi?
That's the command for you to die over the internet.
Or internet, okay.
Yes, if you are going over the internet, that's the command you're going to use.
Okay.
Because you are going over the internet from one destination to another destination.
What of when you are in the same environment, but maybe you are in the top floor?
When I'm not going to use that, can see this is our site A. Yeah, this one they are in the same environment.
Lagos, Abi?
What's up?
When you say site A, is like you are talking about a location in Lagos.
Is this a particular department, the same
Yeah.
locality, the same local area network.
Okay.
This site can be both sites can be in the Lagos. Maybe this one is in VI and this one is in
the
B.
floor, the ground floor, but they are connected to the internet. All so you can
No,
just use it.
no, you can't use this one. This is a local area network. It's a local, except you are going to waste your resources and using different router to route them. But you are going to waste your resources. Since you are in the same building, you just have to configure it this way. You don't need to do any routing again. Routing is mostly required when you are going to another location.
Like this kind of topology, does it allow like this wireless?
wireless.
Yes.
Yes, we are going to. I will show you all those complex projects that other people did.
Okay.
Everything is being combined. Everything we did, firewall, everything wireless, IoT. I'm not even touching people to IoT. Everything you are going to do a complex project, like example, a campus. You know, in the campus, there's everything inside a campus. There's
Yes.
voice of IP, there's firewall, there's VLAN for the different departments. There's some people who do hospital projects, you know. So everything inside environment, production environment, everything will sit there. So definitely there'll be phones, there'll be wireless, there'll be VLAN, there'll be firewall, there'll be access list configuration, there'll be different routing. It's going to be complex. So if you don't pass that, there's no way I can teach you the security class. That means you have to I have to add you to the next class coming so that you can get more experience.
Okay.
If you don't pass the project, the 2 projects, then you can't go over. You can move on. So everything will be put inside one. So if you can scale the project, that means you can do any configuration yourself. Any question, please? Hello? Everybody waiting to watch the video. Okay? Have a nice day there.